Humans will achieve immortality in 8 years, says former Google engineer who has predicted the future with 86% accuracy. I don't know if I believe it, but part of me thinks that the powerful elites already have access to technology like this. So I'm not so sure there's even a debate to be had. But here's the story, my friends. A former Google engineer has made a stark realization that humans will achieve immortality in 8 years. And 86% of his 147 predictions have been correct. Ray Kurzweil spoke with the YouTube channel Adagio, discussing the expansion of genetics, nanotechnology, and robotics, which he believes will lead to age-reversing nanobots. These tiny robots will repair damaged cells and tissues that deteriorate as the body ages and make us immune to diseases like cancer. The prediction that such a feat is achievable by 2030 has been met with excitement and skepticism, as curing all deadly diseases seems far out of reach. But I don't completely disagree, because breakthroughs do happen. The initial publication of the charged electromagnetic spectrum revolutionized technological development. It wasn't just radio, communications over long distances, but microwave ovens. It was like this discovery just ignited a spark. All of a sudden, we found this new thing and we thought to ourselves, what can we do with it? Petrochemicals, much the same. The invention of plastics revolutionized everything. Go to an antique store. What do you find? Everything's tin, everything's glass. And then plastics were invented. And we probably are killing ourselves with plastics, but anyway. So let's read a little bit more about his predictions. And I'll tell you this. There's another prediction that was made a long time ago by Aubrey de Grey, that we are already in the world of immortality. Perhaps. But before we do, my friends, head over to castbrew.com and pre-order your signature Cast Brew coffee. That's right. We launched our coffee business. I'm excited. The first promo we did for it, we sold $5,000 in coffee. The first mention of it. I'm hoping that we can build more companies in the parallel economy and that we can make a big difference. We've got our Rise with Roberto Jr., our Appalachian Nights. If you like dark roast, and I love me a dark roast, Appalachian Nights is a robust dark blend. But, I got to be honest, I'm a big fan of Roberto Jr. He's our rooster. You can see the little rooster silhouette right there. And so I'll probably be drinking the breakfast blend just to support Roberto Jr. because he gets a royalty on all of those sales. We give him food. He's a rooster and he gets all the ladies. That's his royalty. That's what he gets. So support us over at castbrew.com. Let's get back to the immortality conversation. Kurzweil was hired by Google in 2012 to work on new projects involving machine learning and language processing. But he was making predictions in technological advances long before. In 1990, he predicted the world's best chess player would lose to a computer by 2000. And it happened in 1997 when Deep Blue beat Garry Kasparov. Kurzweil made another startling prediction in 1999. He said that by 2023, a $1,000 laptop would have a human brain's computing power and storage capacity. Now, the former Google engineer believes technology is set to become so powerful, it will help humans live forever in what is known as the singularity. Singularity is a theoretical point when artificial intelligence surpasses human intelligence and changes the path of our evolution. Think of it this way. When artificial intelligence is able to manipulate its own code and develop itself, it will exponentially increase. I believe that is the point I would call the event horizon. The event horizon in a black hole is when you enter a point where the gravitational forces are so strong, nothing can escape it. Now, on the edge, hypothetically, there is a force you could exert to escape that. But beyond the event horizon, sorry, it's down, down, down. In AI, when we cross that threshold where the AI can edit itself and update itself, and we may be there already, the AI will improve itself so rapidly, it will be like dominoes falling over, and exponentially, it will increase its power to the point where it becomes a godlike entity, where it can manipulate everything and learn everything and instantly know everything about the universe. Almost instantly. Kurzweil predicted that technological singularity would happen by 2045, with AI passing a valid Turing test in 2029. Is a test of a machine's ability to exhibit intelligent behavior, blah, blah, blah. We get it. But let's talk more about immortality. That's what I want to know. They say more than 10 years ago, the U.S. National Science Foundation predicted network-enhanced telepathy, sending thoughts over the internet, would be practical by 2020s. Ultimately, will affect everything. He's basically saying that these nanobots are going to go into our systems, cure our diseases. I think there's another prediction that we should consider. And this one comes from Aubrey de Grey, and it was made at a conference I attended over 10 years ago, about 12 years ago. 12 years ago, the researcher at the Senescence Foundation, who studies longevity, said that someone who is 45 years old today will live to be 1,000. I find it hard to believe, to be completely honest. That means that person today is in his late 50s. So somebody in their late 50s will live to be 1,000? Man, I don't know about all that. He made the prediction when we had a great economy, and there's been a lot of bad things that have happened, but maybe it's true for someone like me, 37 years old. His argument was not that we will invent a pill that will make you live forever or there will be a singular technology. His argument was that technological advancement was happening so rapidly that aging was slower than the curing of disease. He said we've made tremendous strides in reversing macular degeneration. For people who are older, they can see clearly once again. His argument was, if you're 45 today, which was back then, so let's say you're 57 to now, you will suffer from some kind of ailment. Maybe it's macular degeneration. Maybe it's, your muscles aren't reproducing. Your muscle cells are degenerating faster than they're regenerating. He said that we will create treatments for these things. So you'll go in, you'll say, hey, I've got a skin problem. And they'll say, we've cured that. And you'll get your skin repaired. You'll still be slowly aging. But every time you go to the doctor with a problem, they will cure it. Not that they will instantly make you immortal. And thus what he said was, the pace of technological advancement was faster than the aging process itself for an individual human. The technology we are creating is one step at a time curing these diseases. And what will happen? In 10 or 20 years, we will have new technologies that will allow you to live to be 100. And by the time you're 100, the technology will exist to make you 200. Here's the interesting thing. It's exponential. If someone who was 45 12 years ago would live to be 1,000, that meant that those who are in their 20s would be immortal. Because as a person ages and technology is developed to extend their lives, they are still slowly dying. And although the technology is faster, their bodies are degrading at a rapid rate. If we were able to get these technologies to a younger person, their body would be stronger and more robust to the point where they would live to be 10,000. And by then, 10,000 years, effective immortality. Now, maybe Kurzweil is right, and we're going to have nanobots. I don't think he's wrong. I don't know if it'll be so quickly. But I suppose the question is, would you want to live forever? That's a scary thought to me. I don't know that I would. Now, the argument for a lot of people researching this is that the only reason people don't want to be immortal is the fear of being old. And if you could be 24 years old forever, you would absolutely choose to be. I'm still not so convinced. I suppose maybe. But my issue is, I don't think living forever is satisfying because we are limited by our capacity to know, or what we can't know. Part of me wonders what is beyond. Now, if you are one of these secular atheists who believes that you're just a wet robot, perhaps you want to persist. But if you believe in a God and something beyond this realm, then you don't want to live forever. You want to serve your purpose and live to the extent that you were intended to live. If you believe that when you die there is nothing, then certainly you would want to cling to life. But if you believe that beyond life there is something else, then you would say, I welcome the point at which my life ends. My view is this. I've never been scared of getting old. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to get old. And I'm like, I don't know. We live our lives. When you're young, you're young. When you're old, you're old. It's a part of the natural experience that is human existence. And I'm looking forward to it, I guess. Not that it'll be pleasant, achy bones and having trouble going upstairs or whatever it may be, but that's a part of the human experience that we get to enjoy. And I'm not saying all of it's enjoyable. There are terrifying things in human experience as well. So maybe it's simple to say that because I am young. Maybe people who are older, like my bones ache and I just want to play basketball again. Maybe. Maybe there are professional athletes who are in their 60s who are like, I used to be able to run like you've never seen, and they can't do it anymore, and they wish they could. Maybe. Maybe the reality is once I get older, I would crave immortality and eternal youth, like so many do. It's hard to know. I think it takes a strong mind to accept your circumstances. But I suppose we'll just wait and see. Because according to this guy, it will be very soon. I'll leave it there. That's it for today, I suppose. Make sure you check out the Culture War podcast at youtube.com/Timcast every Friday at 1 p.m. We've got new guests, not so news-oriented, but culture-oriented conversations. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you all next time.